Hi, I'm Allison from Special Fork. When I have guests in town, I like to surprise them with a special baked treat, and sometimes to have it for breakfast or dessert. My secret ingredient is store-bought puff pastry, and then I like to use whatever fresh food I have in season. So today, using fresh nectarines, I'm going to make some little mini galettes and show you how easy it is to do. The first thing I did was thaw my puff pastry, and I have one sheet of it on my cutting board. I'm going to cut it with a very sharp knife in half lengthwise, and then I'm going to cut it in thirds in the opposite direction. So what I'm going to end up doing is making 6 rectangles that will turn into 12 little tarts in the end. So I'll just move these to the side. And then I'm going to take one using a little bit of flour. You shouldn't need a lot of flour with puff pastry, but I like to use it just to make sure that my rolling pin doesn't stick to it. So once I have it dusted a little bit, I'm going to roll it out, and I actually like to keep a ruler in the kitchen with me for when I'm doing stuff like this, because I want to make sure that I roll the dough wide enough so I can fit my nectarines into the galette. So I'm going to roll it till I think I've got it. I'm aiming for probably about 6 inches wide on this. So could depend on the fruit you're using. Let me check myself here with my ruler. So I need to go a little bit more. And it doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle. This is gonna puff up nice in the oven, and so it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. So once I've got it a little bit wider, feeling pretty good about that, I'm gonna take and cut about 1/2 inch strips on either side. And I'm doing this mainly for presentation. I like to make this look a little bit fancier than what they might have at home. I'm going to take a little beaten egg that I have in a bowl. This is called my egg wash. And I'm using this as a glue because these little strips that I've cut on the sides of the tart are going to kind of make a wall so that when I put my fruit in, it'll puff up nice around the sides. So you want to press it down a little bit with your fingers. The egg wash acts as a glue, but I just want to make sure that I really got it together like that. Now once I have my kind of rough form like that, I'm going to cut it in half. And then this way, I now have 2 servings. So they're going to be smaller, so somebody might want to have 2. Just depends. And then I'm just going to go through with the rest of the dough and prep it. I've got 2 sheets, so I have enough room for it all. And I'm going to go through and roll these out and get them all ready before I want to put my fruit on. Now that I have all my pastry laid out on my trays, I'm going to fill with the nectarines. I'll probably start with about maybe 5 slices, all like nice and evenly sliced. Just kind of stack them here, putting them right in the center in between my 2 lines of dough here. Once I have them in, then I'm going to take and brush the sides with a little egg wash. That's going to make the dough nice and golden brown once it bakes. I'll sprinkle with a little bit of sugar, and you can use as much as you need depending on the sweetness of your fruit. And then dot with a couple pieces of butter. No one needs to know about this, but it'll just make it be a little tasty, a little nice surprise. And then I'll just keep going on until I'm done going through each tart and adding just as much fruit as I can fit. And then I'm going to bake them. I've got my oven preheated at 425 degrees. And so I'll bake them for about 20 minutes until the pastry is nice and golden and the fruit is just a little juicy. I just heard my timer, so I'm going to grab the galettes out of the oven. Ooh, they're nice and golden brown. And the fruit looks really juicy. I want to let them cool slightly before I have anybody try them. So first I'm just going to take them and slide them onto a pretty platter here. And then I'll probably sneak a little taste and then call everyone in to enjoy them. Let's try this one. For more recipes and ideas on your smartphone, go to specialfork.com.